Hey Universal Coworkers, it's your girl V, teller of tales, and you're tuning into I Hate Work, the podcast where I rant about every wild job I've ever had. From drunk managers, failed drug tests, personal drama, and coworkers who turn into family, I've experienced the most. So call out, grab a cup, because you do not want to miss this piping hot tea, and go down this journey with me. This is where I discovered where writing was the only job meant for me. Let's get into it. Hey, Universal Coworkers, welcome back to I Hate Work. Here, I tell real life tales about all the jobs I've worked, mixed with all my personal drama I was going through during all these jobs. And today, I wish I could turn back time. I wish I could find a way. Literally. These are literally the lyrics I was singing every single day at job number 17. So let's get into it. So, quick little recap. I got fired from Hawaiian Tropic Zone. Yes, Hawaiian Tropic Zone, the sunblock suntan lotion company. Some genius thought that the sunblock company needed a sexy hot nightclub in the new Planet Hollywood casino. I stumbled upon a management position at their store, was doing great, hired my best friends. While I was off, they were in the store getting drunk, walking around in panties, so I got fired. And that's how that ended, okay? Ugh. So that job literally only lasted like 2-3 months of just, I'm so stupid. It's all my fault for hiring them. But, anyways, I go to work at Innovation Academy, which is, I talk about in episode 4. It only lasted a little while, so I put it in my random jobs error. And now it's summer 2008. I need another job. That's why we're here, right? I need another job. So I check the classifieds and I see that Harrah's Entertainment is hiring for hotel boutique associates. I like, okay, I've never actually worked for any of the hotels. I've worked in the hotels, but never for the actual hotel. I've always contracted through the third party stores. So I go on the computer, apply, and I get a call back, of course. Yeah. So the manager calls me and she says, "Can you meet me at like 10 a.m. at the Colosseum?" And I'm like, I didn't apply to work at the Colosseum. Nothing ever good happens to me at Caesars, even though I freaking love me some Caesars Palace. I'm coming. I'm like, I love Caesars. And I'm like, okay, Celine Dion is there. I know a couple Celine songs. Titanic is like forever my favorite movie. I'm going to come to the interview. So I meet the manager, Miss Carmel, in the actual Coliseum. Like I've never ever been inside of the Coliseum. It's so beautiful in there. It's a theater, so the royal plush chairs, the royal curtains. It's amazing inside of there. And we sit like right there, right before you go into the theater, and that's where she conducts the interview. And she goes right away, if you don't know how to conduct yourself around celebrities, I don't want you here. And I'm like, look here, Miss Carmel. If anybody from NSYNC comes in here, I'm screaming, I'm jumping over the register, I'm pushing people down, and I'm jumping on them. And like, she just starts cracking up, like, that's so crazy. And that is how the rest of the interview goes. We don't talk about anything serious. She does not give me the spiel of, what do you do when a customer does this? And how do you react to this? And are you always on time? What do you say is your best quality? We just talk about life. We talk about everything. She tells me about all the celebrities she's met. She's been with the Coliseum forever. I want to say like 10 years or something. And she tells me her worst experiences, her best experiences. I tell her how over at Planet Hollywood I was having a good time, and then Ashanti was the meanest celebrity I ever met. I'm so sorry, Ashanti, but that was the only story I had back then. Trust me, I'm gonna have a new one that was meaner than you. Okay, I promise. But when we finally do start talking about work, she stresses that the most important thing is no call outs on show dates. You have to have open availability. She tries to be fair no matter your status. If you want weekends off or to request some time off, it's in the order it was received. So I really like that about her. Even though she had people in the store with seniority, she's like, hey, I am treating everybody fair. Everybody's on the same slate when it comes to me. So that was really awesome. I'm now working directly for Harris Entertainment, which today it's called Caesars Entertainment. I think their properties it's Caesars. Bally's is gone. Is was it what else? Oh, it's gone too. The Mirage. I want to say MGM is theirs. They just basically own everything, okay? Except for Stratosphere. Nobody owns Stratosphere. But now that I officially work for Harris, they are very strict, okay? I'm going to get fingerprints. I'm going to get my drug test. No gambling in the hotel you work in. I don't even think you were allowed to get a hotel in Caesars. You could use your discount anywhere else. I think it was you cannot stay there or gamble there. I'm 21 now. I gotta push them buttons. My grandparents are gamblers, and they took me everywhere on my 21st to get my casino cards. But I'm like, okay, whatever. There's a point system here, and I haven't seen the point system since Sears, so I'm kind of familiar. You'll get points for call outs for being late, like not clocking in and out on time for your breaks, no call, no shows. There's no tolerance for violence and stealing, yada yada. She does go over all those things. And I go, okay, that's great. And she's like, you're hired. And we know why I got hired on the spot, guys. Cause I'm a Capricorn. So I'm like, okay, I need to go home and learn some Celine Dion songs. And she's like, honey buddy, you need to learn. She didn't say honey buddy, that's what I say. But she was like, you need to learn the words to I Got You, Babe. And like, excuse what? I didn't really pay attention to any of the billboards or anything I was saying, but whatever. I'm hired. I got a job and I'm back in Caesar's Palace. So this was like one of the most stressful I can't say stressful, but it was a very long orientation. It was like a week of so we have to go to headquarters, which is behind poor old Bally's. Like if you grew up in Vegas, even if you visited Vegas and you went to Bally's, you know that place was like a shelter. Just no good. So, anyways, headquarters is behind Bally's, and we spend a week there. Just there's a bunch of us because there's all kinds of people going off to all kinds of different hotels, different departments. There's probably like 20 of us in a classroom, and they go over just how amazing it is to work for Harris Entertainment. We have hundreds, thousands of properties spread all across the globe. You know, they're just so prideful, love the company. They know how to their spiel makes you feel very, very important. Okay? I remember sitting there feeling like I was being briefed to be a CIA agent. Like it was just amazing. And then I remember the first day they're like, "Okay, lunchtime, full lunch break and we'll take you." And I'm like, "Oh, they're going to take us to eat?" There are buffets for employees. Yeah. I don't know if they still have it, but when I was working there, we got free buffet. Well, nothing's free. It probably came out of my check, but I would never know. I loved it. I did not have to go spend money on meals, uniforms, black slacks. They provide you with the t-shirts. You have to have the clear purse. You have employee parking garage, and there's a certain path on the carpet you must walk to get to your store. You can't just come in any entrance you want to through the casino. All employees must walk this path that they've set. So I passed my fingerprints. I passed my drug test, guys. No shampoo needed. And after like a week and a half, 2 weeks of, twiddling my thumbs and reading handbooks and whatnot, I'm finally permitted to go into my store. I want to say the pay was like $8, $9 an hour, somewhere around there. Most I ever made, well, besides Hawaiian Tropic Zone, but So I walk into the store with an employee that I had orientation with. I'm going to call her Kelly. Kelly is like in her 40s. She's the cutest thing. She's got braces, uh, blonde. Some people might say she's inspirational, but I've always looked at her as an inspiration because she her husband like came into millions of dollars, like she was living the life, okay? She's been in the high roller rooms at Caesars. She pretty much knows everything luxurious to do in Las Vegas. He gave her a taste of this life and then just dumped her. And she signed a prenup, I want to say she said. And now she had to come to work. And Caesars was the first place she applied and she got the job. And so I was always like, she'd be going through so much in that moment. Like her very first day of work, I want to say he had like put her stuff out or something like that. Something really bad happened. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And she's like, I'm not gonna sit at home and sulk. I'm not gonna let him get the best of me. I'm gonna do what I have to do for me. And I want to say she has a son or a daughter, something like that. But I was just so inspired by that, like, because I'd probably be curled up at a park bench crying in that time. But she would be in the store and she always put her best foot forward. She was smiling, giggling, never sulked. You would never know this woman was going through hell and just doing all that she can. I just really commended her for that. So the store is amazing. And I go in, Celine is not there. My Heart Will Not Go On is not playing on these big screens. It is Cher everywhere. And Bette Midler, the showgirl, must go on. We also get staffed in Elton John's The Red Piano. And then there's Pussycat Dolls pop-up shop right across from Omnia nightclub. So we have all these residencies that we're working. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. The atmosphere is just so bright. Carmel stayed with us for 2 days, just cashier training, going over everything, even taking lunches with us so that we knew exactly where to go, what time we went on our lunches, what time we're coming back. It was just amazing to have a manager that stayed with you. And I had only had that before with, I'm so sorry, I was just Denise at Planet Hollywood. She's the only manager that I ever had that like stuck with me through those first few days. Like, do you got it? Do you know what you're doing? Are you comfortable? Are you sure? And then Carmela's like, okay, I got a bunch of other stuff to do. Supervisors, team trainers, like everybody's gonna help you now. You are not allowed to work on anyone else's register. Your till is your till, like nobody, not even managers. Okay. I don't care if Cher or Bette came in the store. They are not allowed to use your register. I was literally feeling like the store was just the wind beneath my wings. Okay. I love me some Bet. I love me some Hocus Pocus. I love me some mermaids. This is like, I am just so excited to be in this store and stocking the products and looking at it. It's so expensive. I think our discount was probably like, it was not good. 10% off of like a $75 shirt. I bought a Cher cover up once. I I still have it. The Elton John store is super cute. It's a little low key. Got red piano in there. All the hit in that store are all the different sunglasses because Elton's known for his flashy glasses. And I love that a lot of his merchandise was like the bitch is back. Like our t-shirts for him, and we had bracelets. They all say the bitch is back. I just absolutely loved it. I did not the Pussycat doll pop up is super cute. But when I saw that the staff was wearing like cute tops, fishnets, and panties, I immediately had anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, it reminded me of Hawaiian Tropic Zone. Don't ask me about Pussycat doll panties. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm scared. So Cher is almost coming. It's like 3 days out. until her next run. And I'm in a new store. I don't go in there like I own the place. A lot of people, well, everybody else like knows each other, and I kind of hide in a corner, the first few days by myself, and just folding share shirts and staring at the Votov candles. I wanted one so bad. They were like 350 to $500, and they had like a little charm share bracelet around it. I wanted it so bad. It's funny because later I see these same candles at Ross, and I'm like, you guys got me. All I need is like a share bracelet. I can go to one of the stores and get a bracelet that say share, put it around, and I got that Votop for $12. Just retail. But anyways, everyone's just in the store, like always singing all the songs because it's just blaring and there's different TVs everywhere. And I definitely became like a Cher fan, learning all those songs in that store. I see a girl one day. She's like over in the register. She's laughing and talking to everybody. And I'm like, red hair, glasses? So Weasley for sure. Like in my mind, I'm like, that's got to be my friend. And literally the next day, Carmel's like, Berenice, I want you to shadow Charmaine. And so I'm like, I've been wanting to talk to this girl. She just looked like somebody that I need in my life. She's not a Weasley. She turns out to be a Slytherin. We just click. Ugh, we're still friends today. I honestly can say like Charmaine is literally one of my best friends. We were talking about like Harry Potter the whole time, Lord of the Rings. She's into everything spooky and Halloween, like I am into Disney. Like this is my new work bestie. This is it. And it's just great because my outside friends, like even Satan, none of them are into anything that I am into. And I never understood why I gave so much time to people who are not, trying to make them align with me. I don't get it. So, show night rolls in, and this is huge because it's not even just a big night for Cher, but this is Obama '08 season, guys. And to see all of these people flooding in their Cher drag queen costumes, and then their Obama '08 pins, and it's people from all over the world. It was just an amazing feeling. If you remember that time, I don't care what side of the fence you were on. That time was just such an amazing time, just so much unity and positivity. So, first night that I have to fully be on the registers, okay? Like I said, they don't play when it comes to that money. You go to like a special office, you get your till, you count it there like 2 times. Then you put it in like a potato sack looking thing and you go back to the store. And then you and your supervisor count it again. And then I think your supervisor counts it again. They make sure that money is accounted for at all times. So I get my register, and the fans are flooding in. Everyone's singing at the top of their lungs. I don't have to upsell. I mean, I don't really have to upsell anything because these people are here to buy. They are going to buy whatever says share on it. There's like these posters she had. I don't know how many she signed, okay? I think it was like 1200 that she signed. And so the price ranked in numbers of signatures. So that very first one, I'm probably exaggerating, it was probably like $5,000. But if you got like picture number 900 or something, it'd probably be like $900. And those people were like fighting for those for lower numbers. Just so insane. I'm getting through my line. I know how to keep up with customers, talking, ringing them up. We're just having a good time. And one of my next customers just so happens to be one of the managers from Hawaiian Tropic Zone. I did not even notice them, but they go, "Hey, didn't weren't you just at Hawaiian Tropic Zone ringing me up?" And I was like, "Oh yes, hi." And they looked like, "You get around, don't you?" I'm just feeling so good right now. I'm having such a good time, and you want to like throw a damper on me. I think my little lip was, like, trembling, like, "Yeah, I've been getting around in the retail. I'm so I don't know what's happening." And I think the customer behind him could sense that I my whole mood had changed because he's, like, 6'4", not the customer that made me mad, the guy behind him is, like, 6'4", real buff, and he's got on a terrible wig, like, looked like I gave it to him, okay? His makeup was bad, he's wearing this sparkly sequin dress, and he puts up his purse, and his purse has a badge on it. And he's like, "Sir, you can move along now. You've got your stuff, you paid, you can move along." And I'm secretly like, "Thank you." Because that guy just wanted to stand there and just be like, "Oh, you suck. Why are you at a new job? Blah, blah, blah." And you know what? Hawaiian Tropic Zone closed down not too long after that. So, how's that working out? But anyways, he comes up and I ring him up and we're talking. I'm judging him like everybody else because he looked like plays football. And then, of course, he's got the badge. And it's like, dude, can you do this? Like, what are you doing? Later on, he came back at like intermission. I didn't have a line. And he was talking to me. He's like, "How are you feeling?" I could tell that guy was really mean to you. And I explained a little bit of the story. And I go, "What's going on with you? I need to, what's happening with you?" And he's like, "I'm a police officer. I make sure I put my badge on my purse because people will bully and mess with me. And when they see my badge, nobody says anything to me." And again, here's one of those moments where a total stranger just wants to tell me all their business. And he's like, I like dressing like this. I love dressing like this, but I can't tell my family. My sons are in football and I'm like, say no more. I know. If I think if the academy found out, you'd get beat up in the locker rooms. I don't know. But anyways, this guy came to Cher's show like 10 more times, and he always came to my line, and I would always make sure I had like the newest t-shirts in his size ready for him to go. Super cool guy, and I hope he's doing good because that's got to be a struggle to, you know, not be able to live your life the way you want. I don't know. I was scheduled like one time inside the Colosseum doing the show programs, and you have to be like, "Get your show programs here," like super loud. And I had got major anxiety. I felt like I was back at the magician store and I was so uncomfortable. I'm like, "Carmel, I'll wear the fishnets and the panties at Pussycat Dolls. I can't, I don't know why, trying to yell and get your show programs over here. It just wasn't my cup of tea." So I only did that one time. But when I did do that, you could see Cher performing. So I got to see her whole show. Absolutely beautiful, stunning, amazing. Definitely, if you've never seen Cher, I don't know if you ever will get to. It's definitely something on my bucket list I didn't have. So yeah, I can't say anything bad about my coworkers. I Carmel pretty much ran like a really great team. Corporate would come down sometimes. HR popped in a lot, but they didn't really say anything to us, little people out on the floor. And Carmel never came and yelled at us like, "Oh, this needs to be done. They're saying this." Like we didn't get any of that. The atmosphere was just amazing. We would just be in there singing all the time, okay? Just singing. We'd tell each other like, "Oh, you're this song." I remember we told Kelly like, "Oh, you're the dark horse lady." Like we were just it was a good time. What other coworkers? I still have like Aiden on there who was just like our flamboyant brother. And I say that in a positive way, okay? Not to be mean or anything. I totally love him. I actually ran into him. Well, not ran into him at the NSYNC little reunion thing when they got their star. I look up and there's Aiden on the rooftop on Radio City, like, "Dude, why didn't you tell me you were gonna be here? Why am I down here instead up there with you?" And then there was like cute little Claire, and Claire was like Skipper. Okay, she's like everybody's little sister, little blonde, just like rosy colored sunglasses, just looking out into the world, just ready for anything. It was just a fun atmosphere. I want to call him Charlie. I think that was his name. I can't remember. Charlie was like 75 and he used to be a musician and he actually had his name once on the Caesars marquee with his band. He worked part-time with us and part-time over at the Mirage at the Beatles show. The cutest little thing. Once he got to like you, he would make you a folder. I'm talking like this thick of all his news articles, his pictures. You'd get his albums, his CDs. He gave you his whole life story. I have that book in my little Instant Harry Potter chest. Definitely got to pull that out. I'm pretty sure he's passed by now, or he's like 95. I'm not sure, but he's everybody's grandpa. He was just a great, great person. So, like I said, Carmel treated everybody the same. If you wanted weekends off, no matter your status, whatever, you had to request it. She was very lenient if you had to be late, but I didn't have any kids at this time. I loved not being around Satan's strongest soldier, so I always picked up any shift that I could. I'm always there. You guys know, when I like a job, I'm going to jump in and do all that I can, okay? So just like doing the most. There was not really any creepy drunk guests coming in. I don't remember anybody ever coming in yelling at me because, this no, we're all happy here. We're here listening to Bette Midler. Like we're having a good time. Or we're in the Elton John store and people want to like play on the red piano. We're having fun. I liked being scheduled in the Elton John store, especially like when he wasn't there because it was like quiet time. And you didn't need like 5, 6 employees over in the Elton store. You could be scheduled over there by yourself. And sometimes I was. I'd stock, clean, do my duties, and then I'd stand at the register and I owe you guys a roll of receipt tape because I would just write stories on the receipt tape. I did that pretty much at every job, especially Planet Hollywood. I probably owed him like 3 receipt rolls. So yes, jobs, I owe you guys some receipt tape. I got you whenever you need your receipt tape. I'll purchase them for you. But yeah, I would just sit there, write stories and just belt. I guess that's why they call me the blues. I guess that's why they call it the blues. Mary J. Blige version with Elton. Ugh, love that freaking song. It's so good. So it's about October 2008. I've only been here probably a full month. But Charmaine, she's like, you know what? I like you too. And she invites me to her wedding. And that's so amazing. And her wedding was at Caesar's Palace. I thought it was the most beautiful freaking wedding I've ever been to. And I was like, this is the happiest couple I've ever seen, even though she'll tell you different today. It was so good. Her reception was at Planet Hollywood restaurant. So I'm like, no. Not only did I just run into Hawaiian Tropics on dude, but now I'm going to run into probably Mr. Paris. And then he's going to see them and be like, she likes to steal 3X jackets, even though he can't prove it. And I walked out of the store with him, stupid guy. But anyways, I go to Charmaine's wedding. It's amazing. We go to Planet Hollywood. Aunt and Vin are still there, so I catch up with them. So cool. And I just remember like being with my coworkers and at the wedding. It was just such a good vibe. When I went home to Satan, I was like, what the hell am I doing here with you? Like, what? No. So I pack up and I go back to Granny and Grandpa's. Like, I am not being with you. I'm not hanging out with those other chicks anymore. I am moving on with my life. I don't need this negativity, okay? So that's where I was trying to be in my life. Just tried. November 2008 rolls around and I mean, of course I have to mention this cuz it's such a monumental time. In 2008, Obama wins. Oh, so amazing. I know I just said I was never going back to Satan, but I was at his house when Obama won. And I remember calling Charmaine and we're on this phone and we're screaming and we're crying together like, "Yes, he won." Such a good moment. And Satan's family, they're MAGA before there was MAGA, so they are not happy, but I don't care. I'm celebrating. Such a good moment. And I remember Satan going like, "Oh, he'll probably be assassinated, so it won't even last long." Like, so anyways, back to work. Work is going great. Carmel gets free tickets to Cher, Elton John, Bette Midler, and she always offers them to the employees. Cher was always just like so packed, or I'd rather just work those days. So I never asked for tickets for those. I did go see Bette as a guest, and I did get tickets from her mom. That was so cool. So she got to go, and she took one of her friends with her. Charmaine's friends outside of work accepted me into the group, and I went with them to meet the Twilight cast. We went to the Twilight premiere together. We met the cast, everybody except for Rob and Kristen, of course. We just had so much fun. We went and met Draco Malfoy together. I went on like little LA trips with her and her friends and her husband at the time, and we tracked down Jackson Rathbone and saw his band 100 Monkeys. Just amazing. I had just so much fun with her. So things are going good. Okay. I'm picking up extra stores even at the hotel, at their little boutiques. So it's actually pretty amazing. And Carmel's like, "You're doing so good. I actually think you're ready to become a supervisor." And this is around January 2009. So I'm just like, yes, this is great. This is what I want. This is where I want to be. I don't want to go anywhere else. So I'm working extra hard. Cher comes into the store and she challenges the staff to sell her $17,000 Baccarat bracelet. HR is down there too. And they're like, "Whoever sells this bracelet, you're going to get something super special." I'm a Capricorn. I got this. The bracelet was only in the store for 2 hours. I'm not lying. 2 hours. I get a call from some lady who's been coming to every show that she can, and she wants a ring, some ring that's probably like 20 grand, not even 20, like 2 grand or something. She just wants a ring. And I'm like, "Girlfriend, I got something way better than that ring. I have a bracelet that Cher has been wearing in her shows. You got to buy this bracelet." And she's like, "How much?" And I tell her, it's only 17,000. It's nothing. It's like, it's nothing. I'm just describing this bracelet to her. I'm like, "Girlfriend, Cher literally just took this bracelet off and put it in the case. It's still got her sweat on it." And she's like, "I'm gonna call you back." Me and her are going back and forth, back and forth. And I tell Carmel, I'm like, I'm selling this today, so we got to get ready to like pack this up so we can mail it out." And she's like, "No way you're selling this." The lady calls back with the credit card number, and she's like, "My husband's gonna kill me." And I'm like, "Girlfriend, it doesn't matter, okay? You're gonna die with Cher's bracelet on your wrist." Gives me the credit card number. I sold it. I sold it. And the other employees are like, "I had a lead." Mm-mm, that's mine. So I sold that. And that was pretty freaking amazing. So, anyways, that same week, I get scheduled to work in Elton John because it's Elton's time is coming up. I think this is February, March 2009. Yeah, when Elton comes. His band and their families are there, and they get to have their like little shopping day. We didn't have to close the store down or anything. They just all came in with their families and they're shopping, and it's such a good time. I love, meeting the band and the guitarist. I think it was his mom or his sister. I know they get a discount. Okay, so I'm ringing her up and I mess up somehow, and it's my register is short $1.19. And she's like, "Oh no, no, take the $1.19." And I'm like, "No, it's just $1.19. I will have my manager fix this. You get your discount. It's fine." Okay. So I make sure I tell Carmel, I call her and tell her, like, "Hey, my drawer is messed up. I know it's $1.19 short because I always had a habit of counting and recounting my drawers like during downtime, and I learned that at Planet Hollywood. Just whenever there's some downtime, check your drawers, print the report, and just check it. So I knew I was short that $1.19, but I let Carmel know right away. We just needed to like return the item she did, and we could just redo it because she paid cash. So it would balance out. It's fine. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's $1.19. And then the next day, I finally have to go work at freaking, what is it? Pussycat Dolls little pop up. I did not wear the panties. I just wore some really tight black pants and the little Pussycat Dolls sort of shirt thingy. I was not doing the don't put me in the panties out here on the floor, okay? And that whole shift, I'm not focused. I'm arguing with Satan. I don't know what we're arguing about, but the whole time, and I'm not even supposed to have my phone on me, but I do. And the whole time I'm just like texting and arguing with him. Ugh, just whatever. He has my oh, that's why we're arguing. He has my NSYNC backpack because I moved out and I left my NSYNC backpack. NSYNC is life, guys. NSYNC is life. So I want my backpack back. That's it. And he's like, "You're not getting it." And so I text his little sister, like, "My backpack is over here. Grab it. I'm gonna be there right at 9. You just throw the backpack outside so I can get it and go. Like, don't get caught." It's almost time for me to leave. I hurry up, get my till. I don't put the potato sack over it, which I know I should have. And no, I didn't get robbed or lose the money, but I didn't put the potato sack over the till, take it back to the Cher store, do my 100,000 counts. Everything checks out, put it in the sack, take it to where, I got to go drop the money off, and I get out of there. So I can make it on time over to pick up my Instinct backpack. I park like behind Satan's mom's house. There's a bunch of like cholos back there. They're having a party. So I park there on purpose just in case Satan catches me, okay? So that when I run back over there, there's a group of men and somebody can help me or be like, "Hey, hey, 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 brother man, like not over here." I go meet his sister, grab my backpack. He catches us. And of course, he's drunk. He chases me. So I run, I got my backpack and I run and I get over to the next street, see all the guys, run by the guys, hoping that they're going to save me. Satan doesn't care. He runs through the crowd, pushes me into the grass. Not the grass, he pushes me into rocks and I scrape. My whole arm is bleeding and he spots my car, busts out all the windows. All these big old cholo guys, there's like 7 of them. They're all watching. Everybody's watching. Nobody stops him. Nobody does anything. Nobody says nothing. So after he's done breaking my windows, I like get up and I'm bleeding and I get to my car and I go drive like a little ways down the street and I call the police. Satan soldier is a white man and I'm just a black girl. Nothing happens to him. They give him like a court date. And the cop is like, "You shouldn't have come over here. This is all your fault." And so just like, yeah, whatever, okay? Nothing's gonna happen to him. It's just whatever. Grandpa is pissed. "Why are you over there? Why are you talking to him?" I'm like, "You have my NSYNC backpack and I just have to get my backpack back." So Grandpa pays to get the windows fixed. He also kicked in my door and Grandpa paid to get me a new door. My car was gold and the only door that would fit it was a teal green looking thing. So now I have Mitch Mac doors on my freaking car. Just a mess. So I'm off the next day so I can chill. Go in the day after that. Ready to clock in, go into the back, and redhead lady from HR is there and she's talking to Carmel and Carmel's like, "Don't clock in." And I'm like, "Okay, do I get extra day off? Is it like short? What's happening?" Because I haven't done anything. HR leaves. She doesn't even stay for the conversation, which is crazy because you're HR. You're supposed to be here for the conversation. You're supposed to document stuff, anything. She leaves Carmel to do all of this on her own. And Carmel's like, "I need you to resign." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Your register, you're missing $2.19 to pass your last two shifts. I said, we know I was missing the $1.19 from the guitarist's mom's shirts. Like, we know this and it can be fixed. I thought you fixed it. Because when I left that day, we balanced my drawer. And I go, where's another dollar coming from? And she goes, you were seen on the cameras leaving the Pussycat dolls without you didn't cover your till and a dollar floated out. Okay. That's impossible because you have to click the little claws up and down. Even if I ran, okay? Even if Bolt was running with my till, a dollar can't fly out onto the ground, okay? And if anything, why was it just a dollar bill? Why not $100 bill? Why not a $20 bill? A dollar. So I'm missing $2.19. And she goes, I tried to fight for you. I can't do it. She goes, I want you to resign so that you can be eligible to come back. And I'm just, is this serious? Of course, I'm just like, tears are coming down my face. What? I just sold Cher's $17,000 bracelet. I just did that. It hasn't even been 7 days. HR is supposed to be rewarding me, not firing me. And I'm like, $2? And she goes, well, she said it's the principle of the things. And I'm just like, Carmel. And she's like, oh my gosh, I feel like it's my fault. She's like, I brought attention to you. I've been trying to make you supervisor, and they weren't happy about it. They were saying, there's better people in the store. And at the time, I was just thinking seniority. I wasn't thinking better people in the store, okay, to be supervisor other than me. And I haven't been there a year. And she's like, just resign. She has just the resignation paper. There's no footage of this dollar fluttering away. When I left, that $1.19 incident it wasn't even an incident. It was just, we just needed to fix her discount. We fixed it. When I left, my drawer was good. But these are the two reasons. They were like, the HR said it's the principal. HR told Carmel this is the principle of everything. So, of course, I love the store. I love my team. I want to come back. I resign, not knowing that she was forced to do this so that I could not get unemployment. I didn't know anything about that. And at the time, like, I don't know how to fight these kinds of things. I just keep letting people say, you got to go. So I sign and I leave. So there I am again, leaving Caesar's Palace, crying. Nobody cares because you're in Las Vegas. I could have just been dumped in a Cher shirt. And like, lost all my money. And that's it. That is exactly how that ended. And there was nothing I could do. Before I had left, Carmel gave me 3 letters of recommendation on like this really pretty Colosseum parchment paper. They're so pretty with the seal on it. I actually have one because I did give 2 away. And when the jobs weren't calling me back, I was like, I'm not giving these out anymore. They were just so pretty. And she put on there that I single handedly sold Cher's $17,000 bracelet. She put that in the letter of recommendation. It's just so sad. I freaking love that store. So hey, Universal Coworkers, have you ever been forced to resign from a job, not knowing your rights as an employee, not knowing if you could fight this? Has a job ever talked you into quitting, basically trying to tell you this is all your fault and it's better if you just walk away and not say anything? This one really stings still. It still hurts. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm sure Elton John's guitarist's mom or sister, whoever she was, I'm pretty sure she would want to pay that $1.19 to save my job. I would pay that $1.19. Just, have you ever had a job make you resign? I'd love to hear your stories. So that's how I lost job number 17. And I wish I could turn back time. That was not the wind beneath my wings, was me just fluttering out of there. Yeah, I don't know. But that's the end of that. So until next time, read the HR manuals. Learn what a HR does, okay? Learn your rights as an employee. Call off on Monday. It's okay. Take longer lunches if you need to. I hate work.